Have you ever been online and seen a reel, a short, or a TikTok of someone doing a 1 out of 10 anime list, and you just look at these outlandish claims and be like, these are insane takes, and I feel like I want to be able to get on there and say something? Well, that's exactly what I did. So I got on a plane, went to Japan, met up with my friend John Marco in order to do a 1 out of 10 anime list, and he finally posted it. So as of the point of recording this video has 10,000 likes and almost 100,000 views. So I wanted to go through, do I know what I'm talking about? Do the people agree with me? Do people disagree with me? I wanted to react to some of the comments. I've already reacted and like commented on this because I didn't think I would actually make a video on it, but it kind of blew up and I'm like, hey, this is my chance to kind of, you know, communicate with people or try to see what people are thinking. I'm not going to show you the entire video. So what I'm going to do is I'll link the video in the description below and then you can view it, see if you agree with me or not. But what we're going to do is we're going to go down the comments, see the ones I've already interacted with, the fun conversations that we had, and then also see reactions that I haven't reacted to, or even tell you why I disagree or see this person's standpoint. So we'll start off with one of the big takes that kind of made me want to do this video because I thought it was really funny, and that is Vinland Saga is a solid 4. And I just commented, yeah, if you close your eyes and mute it. And then he proceeded to say, no, if you have a working brain. My apologies. And I just said, super horrible take. I'll let you just be mad alone. And then I said, I don't know, man. I look pretty happy in the video alone. I love talking about experiences in anime, understanding other people's point of view. But, you know, you do you, bro. Right? Just kind of like saying that I'm just here to just experience things. But if you're just going to say it's a 4 out of 10 anime and I'm stupid for liking it without really giving me a reason why, I'm not going to take your like opinion very personal, nor do I really care what you think. But here's where it gets really juicy. He stated that, well, I can understand your point of view, okay, but it's still Arsler. For examples, I can understand Flat Earther point of view, but the conclusion is they are dumb as bricks. I don't think that's the same argument you think of, because this whole argument is opinion based. Obviously the Earth is not flat. There's a bunch of research and facts showing it. I'm saying I enjoy Vinland Saga, so you think I'm stupid as flat earthers? I'm not seeing the connection here or the correlation here. Well, I feel like you contradict yourself here, but whatever, man. And he said, there's no contradictions. And then I'm just saying that, you know, it's 100% factual information based in science and studies and, you know, but this is an opinionated take on a story in anime that has no correlation to this. And I feel sad for fans that truly can't just have a conversation on why they don't like anything and just resort to name calling and being closed-minded. I hope you find and enjoy something that people around you will partake in as well. And then like proceed to be like, if facts hurt so much, try shutting the fuck up. What facts hurt? You still hadn't stated anything that you didn't like or why Vinland Saga is a 4. But he does state it. He eventually does state it. And if we scroll down a little bit, it's really interesting because I just thought that, you know, I mean, you're not giving any facts. So what does he say that is the reason that this anime is a 4 out of 10? Insane, unrealistic idealism. Does this guy want his anime to be as realistic as possible? I'm not gonna get more into this guy, but he goes on about how it's stupid that like he wants to start a utopia and how unrealistic it is and it should not be encouraged. Reality isn't sunshine and rainbows. If the farmland was a tiny bit realistic, Thorfinn would be unalive, and then proceeds to say that Attack on Titan is a 10 out of 10 anime. I'm not saying Attack on Titan wouldn't be worthy of a 10 out of 10 anime, but you say you want realism, Attack on Titan, you know, people wanting peace and everything, and then like, I don't know. I feel like you're not understanding what you're putting down. The things that you are saying are contradicting your own statements of what the 10 out of 10. But we'll move on from here. Here's a good one. This gentleman said, JoJo over Monster? Really? And I said, yes, this is my list and I love Monster, but I love JoJo's even more. And he said, hey man, if that's what you prefer, then I can't argue over taste. Which is fine. That's a great conversation to have. Understanding that I have a preference and I put JoJo above Monster, but I still enjoy Monster. That's a good way of interacting. He's like, hey, he likes it this much. That's good. We all good. See, we had a nice conversation. He had a disagreement with me. No outlandish slander was said. No names were calling. No one calling someone stupid or an idiot for liking it. A good, valid conversation. So this one is a good example of like not a good interaction and people just name calling and stuff and really not understanding how it is to have a conversation if you disagree with something. So this gentleman said, yo, put Records of Ragnarok at least 7 out of 10. The fuck? And I just replied with just something like funny. Slideshow Adam versus Zeus. No, thank you, right? And then this gentleman comments, another person, right? You are disregarding an entire show because of one fight. Spoken like a true soy sub cut. Brother, when did I say I disregarded the whole anime because of that? And also, what's with the name calling, brother? So I said, interesting. Did I state that it was the sole reason? Did I state I disregarded the whole anime? No, just for you guys to know, I watched the entire anime and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. I'm just gonna stick to the manga. The manga is so good. And then it's like, no, but go ahead and name call me whatever you like, since the conversation is something is foreign to you. And he said, that's what you're insinuating, especially because the guy said it was a 3. So you don't understand the context and lack the self-awareness. And yes, I'll call you whatever you are. I don't understand why this person gave this Records of Ragnarok a 3. Brother, I am the person that gave it a 3 out of 10. I know why I gave it a 3 out of 10. And I told him, brother, I'm the guy in the video. I know why I gave it a 3, but I think we should think a little more before we start typing, you know? Calling people names over the internet because you disagree is sad. And he said, like, dude, it's just words, right? And it's just like another thing that might get you upset. What is it? English sub is better. Is the upsettingness in the room with us? Because, brother, I'm not upset in the slightest. I just was like, what the fuck? Where is this random comment coming from in regards to an anime? Call me a sub-soy cuck. I was like, what the fuck? It's hella funny. Then I replied with, I'm not upset in the slightest, but calling people names because you disagree is just so childish and we can always do better. And then he says something like, it's not that serious. Now you are going overboard with the emotional response and gaslighting. Is brother trying to gaslight me by saying I'm gaslighting him? I don't know, but I just said, okay, and just left it there. And this is another comment here that I feel like was kind of sprouted a lot through these comments about Monster, because Monster being a 7 out of 10 was a lot of people's, you know, big issue. And I truly understand that. Monster is a greatly told story, but as an anime, I felt like it was a really long and slow burn. It is 74 episodes, 75 episodes, I believe. And it was really good and captivating the entire time, but usually the slower parts where, you know, Tenma isn't a part of the story really dragged on, and a lot of scenes really dragged on as well. But I still think it's a great anime, and a lot of people have to remember that 7 out of 10 is a great anime. It may not be perfect, but we're only talking about the anime. The manga may be different, but I'm solely talking about the anime here. And this is a really good conversation to have because I can still be wrong. Maybe 7 out of 10 is a little too low for Monster, and I could put it at an 8 or a 9. Here's another one here where it's about Mob Psycho 100. It said, bro was cooking until 9 out of 10. And I really think that I just commented kind of funny, like, yeah, Mob 100 is actually a 10 out of 10. My bad. Which I think is really interesting because a lot of people had a big disagreement between Vinland Saga and Mob Psycho being, you know, here and there. I really love Vinland Saga and I love Mob, but we're talking about solely anime here, right? So anime for Vinland Saga, it's only season 1 to 2. And then the anime for Mob Psycho 100 is complete. It has this complete story. When Vinland Saga gets Hild introduced, 100% it's going to be going up. It should be a 9 or a 10, to be honest. Vinland Saga is beyond beautiful story. But Mob Psycho really showed me that the idea of improving oneself and being who you are without this defining factor of, you know, mob powers and just trying to live a normal life and improving yourself, even if it's one step forward, it's just a beautiful story that I resonated with. You know, Vinland Saga and Mob Psycho can be switched here and there, but as of right now, as an anime only for these two subjects, I believe Mob did it a lot better and resonated with me more than Vinland Saga has yet to do. This one kind of cute. What? Someone making sense in this economy? Yeah, I'm trying my best. This one I thought was really good too because he said JoJo is not the best, bro. It's an 8 out of 10 anime, not a 10 out of 10 anime. And I understand this. JoJo is not for everyone, but it's the perspective on how I see this adaptation. And I'd answer with, I truly believe JoJo is the greatest anime adaptation of all time. Maybe not the best anime, but the greatest anime adaptation in my opinion, because I truly believe there is so much love oozing out of JoJo from the openings, from the closings, the the fight scenes, the colors, everything, just expression, you know, the art style is really great, and it just feels like there's so much love in every like corner that they can possibly put in. They shove in so much, you know, of everything, and I feel like it's a very loved and appreciated IP from the developers and the fans alike. I thought this one was pretty funny. Man, don't lie. We know you like Vinland Saga and Monster more. And I just comment, I would never lie about my love for JoJo's. Yeah, I definitely like Monster and Vinland Saga more than I like JoJo's. This one was pretty interesting. Usually when people come out like heated and a little aggressive, I kind of, you know, hit back with a little snarky remark. So this person said, Shitland Saga over Monster. And I just stated, I didn't stutter in the video. So this one's really good too. This person said, I was really confused with Berserk and then I had to think about it because I can't really disagree with anything. Glad he mentioned how brilliant the manga it is for Berserk. His ratings are fair. I would put Monster higher and Seven Deadly Sins lower, but everything else makes sense. Vinland Saga is #1 for me personally. And that's a good conversation because he states that he didn't understand something, kind of thought about it, and then kind of thinks that I was fair about every single ranking, but would also personally for him would move around things differently, you know, Monster being higher, Seven Deadly Sins lower, but he would put Vinland Saga at 1, and that's completely fair. And that's a valid type of, you know, criticism. He said, I agree, but this is what I would change. Very good take. I really enjoy seeing the insight that you had. I think this is one that was kind of scattered around a lot of places, especially because I stated that Vinland Saga was underrated. And this one said, who the fuck underrated Vinland Saga? And in my perspective, I understand where he's coming from, right? That Vinland Saga is this well-loved and well-known anime, but I don't think it's as rated highly as I feel like it should be. I feel like people should be talking about this anime adaptation a lot, and I feel like because, you know, the manga ended a while ago, I didn't feel like anyone really talked about the ending for Thorfinn and the venture that is Vinland Saga, and that we haven't had season 3, even though we hinted at it at the end of season 2. I would feel like I would like to have a confirmation that Vinland Saga season 3 would be coming out, and getting the adaptation to have Hild in the story makes this story a 10 out of 10 100% of the time. I just feel like it's underrated in the terms of where it should be. But is it still popular? Yes, of course it's popular, but I still think it's underrated. But I understand this person's perspective that it is very well loved and can't be seen as underrated. Fair, very fair. This one's pretty interesting too because I thought it was kind of funny. Finally, a Guilty Crown mention. I've been watching anime for quite a long time now, and when I first saw Guilty Crown early on into my anime career, as in like kind of really sitting down and watching a bunch of anime, I thought Guilty Crown was one of the greatest stories ever told. And when I really like kind of ventured out and watched and read a bunch of manga, anime, I'm like, wow, Guilty Crown is kind of just really, really okay. And that's all I can say about it, really. This one I felt was really interesting too. JoJo anime is not goated. They left many aspects of Dio's life out in part 1, and Berserk is not a 0 out of 10. And he kind of did a little, you know, face palming emoji, which is fair because I understand that there is a lot of stuff left out in part 1, but I still think it's really good. But what I want to tackle here is Berserk is not a 0 out of 10, not a 0 out of 10, which I never stated that. I don't say Berserk as a whole is a 0 out of 10. I even stated in the video itself that it's a 10 out of 10 manga, which I'm a little behind the manga after the passing. But I do think the 2016 anime adaptation is horrible. It is a 1 out of 10, but Berserk as a whole is not a 1 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 manga 100%. But I just want people to understand that this is my perspective on anime adaptations that we currently are at. Even though like a story may not be completed, but the anime isn't there, doesn't mean I'm rating the entire story itself as whatever it is. I'm just rating the anime adaptation of it. And I always think JoJo is a goated anime and a great adaptation because of how much love is put into the adaptation as a whole. This one said, Vinland Saga over Monster. Shit taste. I put Vinland Saga at 8 and then Monster at 7, so they're like right next to each other. So if they're right next to each other and I enjoy both of them, how do I have shit taste if I enjoy both of them? I feel like people have to understand that 7 out of 10 and 8 out of 10 are really good anime, and I don't know what else to tell you, but they're good, so why do I have shit taste? I'm not understanding here. This one's really nice. It said, this is the first time pretty much all the rankings were correct. You can argue that some can move up and some can move down, but they're really in correct range, and there's nothing that is just fine at 1 or just dookie at 10, which I feel like is a very nice, you know, compliment to me, where I feel like I was fair and I put things that felt like they were valid there. But this person also said that, you know, you can move them up or down. They're very close and changeable, but I was pretty much fair, so I really enjoy, and thank you for letting me know how you felt about my ranking. Appreciate it. This person was really cute too, because they said, negative and positive angler, you are a goat. I really enjoyed that. It was like an anime that I felt like I just watched because I was interested in fishing, because I really enjoy it, and I thought the premise was really interesting about a person that has brain cancer and feels like he's gonna die soon, and want to just experience something new, and then fishing, and he gained friends through this thing, and I thought it was really cool. But this person, no ball like me, I guess. Here's one I really like. They just said, my top 3 is JoJo, Fullmetal Alchemist, and Vinland Saga. Hey, the person didn't agree with my list, my top 3, and then put theirs and just let them know. And I said, fair list for sure. Good, see? Someone was able to just give their opinion and not shit on anyone else or tell me I'm stupid for liking something, but said, hey, this is my top 3. And I enjoy, again, I really enjoy seeing people's insight on what their favorite anime is. And to be fair, JoJo, Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood, and Vinland Saga are beautiful top 3 anime to have up there. We have someone say, finally, a good list. Thank you. I think this one was pretty cute too. Finally, a comment section with no haters on the fella. I wouldn't say no hater, but a lot of the people, I mean, I bet Hollow can show you, just probably scrolling through, everyone like really put the ball, no ball, truth bombs and all that stuff. And like, I have never been so, what's it called? I've never felt so validated in my entire life. I was really scared about putting this out there, and I'm already scared of like, you know, putting my face out there. So I was like, oh God, you know, I'm gonna try it. I want to step out of my comfort zone. I do want to be like a bigger content creator and, you know, talk to people and be out in the open about stuff like that. But like, this was a big deal for me, and I'm really happy there was a largely positive feedback for this. So thank you all who said that I know ball. I appreciate it. And I truly love you all for, you know, just being nice. I like this one too. Mob Psycho 100 can't get talked about enough, and I truly believe that. Even though I rank it at 9 out of 10, I still believe people are sleeping on how beautiful this masterpiece is. It is a 3-season anime, complete story already, and it's so beautiful, like truly beautiful. Animation beautiful, characters are beautiful, and I think like if I were to recommend anyone a starter anime, Mob Psycho 100 is 100% what I would tell them to watch. And here is why I really love like the positive side of the anime community and people who enjoy certain things and wanting people to join in on their, you know, their fandom. So this person said, I just started JoJo. I'm excited to see what unfolds. And there are 15 replies in this. You know, people just saying, oh man, you're watching peak. Quick warning, it's gonna get pretty bizarre. And then someone's like, oh hey, me too. And I said, excited for my for your journey, my fellow Joe bro, right? And the first rule of JoJo is not to skip part 1. Brother, you're not ready for what is in store. Enjoy. I'm so happy and jealous of you, man. I was on the same journey and just finished 2 weeks ago. I have Roundabout playing in my mind and currently waiting for Steel Ball Run episode 2. Someone said, be ready for anything. Like, these are just people that are really excited that people want to jump in or exploring new anime that people like. This is what I enjoy, and I think are the highlights of why I love anime so much. It brings people together, even if you can say that JoJo isn't a perfect anime, but people enjoy it. And letting people be in this fandom and enjoy this type of story is just fun. It's fun to have a community around it, and it's really fun to just have people enjoy anime and talk about it. It didn't have to be the greatest story ever told. If people enjoy it, figure out why they enjoy it, and maybe just have fun with them. Sometimes for our enjoyment, we watch anime just to relax, just to have fun and just enjoy the characters. You don't have to always be thought-provoking or have to have super crazy action or the most flawless animation. Sometimes we just do things because we enjoy the things, you know? This one I thought was really interesting because I'm trying to figure out where, if it was an insult or kind of agreeing with me. Calling the entirety of JoJo's a 10 out of 10 is extremely cared take? It's an educated take or uneducated take? I don't know. If it's a positive, thank you. If it's a negative, thank you. I thought this one was really funny because I don't think I'm all that, nor does my opinion should carry any weight to anybody but myself, to be honest. But This might be Aristotle. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that comment. This guy here said, love this series, but don't love his answers. I'm sorry, but you want to give me a little bit more to work with? Like, what is it that you didn't like? Did you not like how low I put something, how high I put something? I don't know. Some of these vague ones are really interesting because I think they just post and then they vanish. I would love to know why you disagreed or with my low takes or my high takes, though. This one's pretty funny, too, because it said, I swear him putting JoJo's Bizarre Adventures on 10 out of 10 saved him. Was everything, like, bad besides the JoJo's? Oh, that was pretty good. I think this one's pretty funny, too, because the person said, first non-rage bait, which is fair, because I feel like a lot of people get on this and, like, just say outlandish things just for like rage bait, and I felt like I want to be very genuine and kind of like have conversation starting because, you know, I may not have the right opinion that everyone else believes, but I want to know why people would disagree with me and have an actual conversation. This person said the list is a list that isn't hot garbage. I never thought I'd see the day. Thank you very much. Another person said, dude, the 2016 adaptation was a genuine shit stain on the name. Yeah, I believe that. I'm sorry. I really wish it was good. This one said, get this guy a scholarship to Oxford. People are so sweet and so funny at the same time. One here says, I watch every anime here and I got to agree with him. Thank you. Thank you. One was just Diego Brando in the Scary Monsters form saying, an IQ too high? My ego's huge right now. No lies detected. First time seeing someone with like the most perfect takes. Thank you. I'm blushing. I'm blushing. This one kind of scared me a little bit, but it is a good one. But it kind of scared me how like aggressive it was at first. Let me know this fucking motherfucker. I want to be his friend. Yeah, we can be friends. So most of it was really kind of like the rest of it is just nose ball and has like all these gifs of like things that say, you know, checking the fact status and saying they're true, elite ball knowledge, and people pointing and saying this guy knows ball, someone's cooking, a bunch of JoJo memes like perfect cell, truth nukes and stuff like that. It was just really fun. And it's like, actually, why is he telling the truth? It was just so much fun to like see everyone like interact and like kind of agree with me. But you know, also people who didn't agree, I really like to figure out why they didn't agree or what they would put their ranking into. It's really fun to just see different people's perspective. So thank you for coming along with me on this journey. This is the first time I ever did like a reactionary type of video, so I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you agree with my list in the comments below. I will also try to see if I get another interview with John Marco, possibly later in probably July when there is the Anime Expo. So I'm debating whether I do another 1 through 10 ranking or do I do like an anime hot take, which I want to do kind of for the anime community as a whole, like my anime hot take. But I'll save that for when I do get the interview, if I do get it. So thank you for coming along with me. You can follow me on Twitch. I do stream quite a bit recently, trying to stream more often on Thursday and Friday, and stream throughout the week for like 2 hours later in the day for myself. And yeah, I have been your bestest bro, and I'll see you when I see ya. Bye.